I cannot say how happy I am today to be among you. The reason I am so happy is I get a chance to mentally at least come out of my house and shake hands with people of goodwill. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to taste some freedom, long needed freedom. I am sure your time is very precious, and therefore we must talk about things that are important. First and foremost, I am really impressed by the concise naming of the difficulty the business people are facing today, not only in Kerala, but all over the country and maybe outside the country also. And that is financial hardships. I would like to mention here that financial hardships are a consequence, not the cause. The cause is the decline in business enthusiasm today, which we are facing because of a stupid pandemic. A stupid because it could have been contained if our systems and infrastructure were healthy, but somehow we lost sight of the power of the infrastructure, and today we are paying the price for it. Anyway, man is a creature which always learns from the mistakes, and I'm sure this pandemic will teach us the value of our infrastructure, the economic system, the central banking, industrial organizations, trade bodies, etc., etc. I will begin my conversation by mentioning a quotation from Sri Ratan Tata. He is a name who needs no introduction, and something he said a couple of years ago really caught my attention. I want to share that with you. Mr. Tata was once being interviewed by a journalist, and he said, "What is the most important thing you would like to tell the business people of this country?" Ratan Tata said, "Well, I do not worry about making right decisions." Let me repeat what he said first. He said, "I do not worry about making the right decisions. I always make the decision and then start work to make it right." Today, we have a problem, not only financial, but the survival of the business. And therefore, do not stress whether the decisions you are making are right or wrong. In business, fortunately, rules are different than other areas of life. So that is the first thing that I would like to do and tell you. The next that I want to tell you is that many of you are young, many of you are experienced. There is all kinds of businesses in all kinds of sectors. So one shoe will not fit all. I recognize this one. With that humility, I am going to propose a few ideas in front of you. I very much realize one shoe will not fit, but at the same time, I cannot give you only a hide so that you have to make your own shoe. I will trade between the two extremes of generalization and customization. So please accept my thoughts with those words. Suppose I were to arrange a party. There are only two ways I can go and do this one. So this is the first thing I want to bring to you. And if you wanted to name it, I will rather call it Mindset Matters Most. There is a famous company by the name 3M, and the reason they are famous is they do something incredible. Their CEOs change, but their business philosophy does not change. And their business philosophy is, many of you will know, I may not be saying anything new, but it's worth refreshing. And that is, at least 1/4 of the business, 25% of the current year's revenue must come from new products which are not older than 3 years. So if a product was launched in the market in 2018, 2019, 2020, then in 2021, 25% of the revenue should come from that one. The difficulty which we are facing today in terms of finances, it is precisely because all our portfolio is concentrated. I'll talk about this at length when I'm talking about techniques, digital marketing and other techniques. So please allow me to say that if we believe in our new revenue coming from new products, then our financial troubles may be mitigated. Because banks and financial institutions are institutions of hope. They are places of optimism. And if you have an idea which is solid on logic in terms of its business model, in terms of revenue model, then I am absolutely sure banks are looking for extraordinary proposals to fund them. It is not that the money has dried, it is just that the money has become scarcer than it has been in normal times. I hope all of you will agree with my diagnosis and prognosis of the situation. The money has not dried. There are people with liquidity. Only thing is their confidence has been tested, and the criteria that they have become much more stringent. It is something like, not that the universities are not willing to admit you in their program. Only thing is, now 95% is not good enough because applicants are 99.5%, and therefore only they get through, and even 5% gets a rejection letter. Similarly with the financial, I hope Dr. Biju Ramesh will agree with me, and I hope your respected members will see that it has some touch with reality. I'm not talking only theory. This is what the current reality is. The criteria has become tough, and therefore, please remember that famous poster which says, when the times get tough, the tough get going. So please gain your confidence from your competence. You don't have to look outside, look inside. Next, the party thing which I said, the mind matters most. This is very important for you. In India, we are culturally easy-go-lucky people. Across the country, there are 100 differences, 1,000 differences, but there is one similarity. Given a chance, I shall be easy-go-lucky person. And when I'm easy-go-lucky person, my business style is action first, thought later. Action first, learn from it. Very good. Has stood us in good stead. After all, historically, we are the bird of gold. The spice trade was the envy of the entire world. We come from there. We haven't lost it. You know, even today, we are the home after the Western countries have burned their fingers with autocratic countries like China, where they go for solace. They are coming to our country. So it is not a dismal situation. Only thing is, opportunities are open for different kind of business people, and therefore the mindset, when I have to organize the party as a typical Indian, I'll start thinking, okay, who to invite? And then the moment couple of names comes to my mind, I start calling them. Here is their party. This is the reason I'm organizing the party. Are you free? Will you come? Come with a spouse or don't come with friends. All those things are there. This is our action-oriented thinking in business. This is not adequate today. It was okay till internet started making its impact on businesses, and that is only 40-year-old story. Internet, www, is less than 40-year-old, in fact. So today, what you need is, if you have 20 minutes to organize a party, don't spend 20 minutes to action items only. My suggestion is, first 5 minutes spend asking questions. The first is, I have the answers, I'll implement them. Who to be invited, I know in my mind. Where shall I organize it, I know in mind. What time will I invite, I know in my mind. Who shall I put in charge of catering, I know in my mind. Answer, 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 mindset one. My humble supplement and suggestion to you is, move to the current digital era mindset, and that is question, question, question first. You will be surprised that a company called McKinsey and its 3 other contemporaries, competitors, together they make what we call 4 big consulting companies. In short, we call them the Big Four. They make 90% of their multi-billion profit from one idea. The consulting that is solving business process is layers of questions. First question, second level question, third level question, till you have dried up all the questions. And then their team sits down and says which answers go to solve the root cause, and for which they charge you such a high amount. But then what I'm requesting you today is, even the smallest business person or medium-sized business person, a person who is making couple of crores, a person who is making 100 of crores, can benefit extremely in today's situation by changing the mindset from answer, 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 which is our natural way, to question, question, question. Okay? So first 5 minutes I ask, why am I organizing the party, for example? Given the answer, it becomes a filter, who shall I invite? That second question becomes answer to the second question, becomes the filter, where shall I organize the party? In the 7-star hotel in Bangalore, in Leela, or will Oberoi will serve my purpose? Or are those people who should go to 4 Seasons? That's what the occasion demands. So this is the second point which I want to bring to your kind attention. Please pay attention to your mindset of the natural, so far known, traditional answer, answer, answer. And even you organize an event like this, you are looking for an answer, sure, but insist the question precedes it. Okay? So please ask the next important thing. And that is, if I am going to a forest, why am I going? So I am going to catch animals, or I am going for a hunting session, or I am going to gather fruits for my family's pleasure. Suppose we are saying that we are going for gathering fruit for the family's pleasure. So you are a businessman. What is the equivalent of this notation? I am going to the market for a specific purpose, and that is to bring profit. When I am going to bring profit, obviously, like going to the forest for getting the fruits, there are 2 very important situations. I'm the first one in the season to go to the forest, meaning thereby I'm the first one to start a restaurant in a city. Now, all the potential customers will come to me because they don't have a choice. This is what I call a low-hanging fruit situation. In the Corona times, there is still a lot of low-hanging fruits, let me assure you, because this is what I'm telling my clients when they're saying my current business is facing a roadblock. impenetrable roadblock, what should I do? So I say that learn from the river. When there is a huge rock blocking your path, you don't fight with the rock to break it in one day. You make a resolution to one day turn the rock into sand, and that is long-term plan. Every businessman has that in him or in her. Today, your job is to find a place from where you can bypass the rock and flow on. What we call is finding a second alternate business. So your first tool, and in management we have it, portfolio selection. A company called Boston Consulting Group originated a matrix, 2x2 matrix. This is called portfolio selection matrix. If you use this technique, you'll catch the low-hanging fruits. Normally, when you invite a guest, you do not serve only idli or dosa. You serve side dishes, some chutneys, some pickles, some powder, some ghee. The reason is only Boston Consulting Group solution of portfolio matrix will have served me in good estate, but in normal times only. These are not normal times. In these tough opportunity times where opportunities are limited, then I have to combine the BCG matrix with another famous technique, which is called Porter's 5 forces model. So as the name says, 5 forces are there, and when I collect data and analyze, I get to know what is the attractiveness of the current business in which I am, which is not doing well, and which are the other attractive businesses that I can do. And it ranks them. So if the first one is not appealing to a dentist, well, so be it. There are other ones which will appeal to a dentist. If the dentist is sitting in a city called Kottayam, it will appeal to a nephew dentist in Hyderabad. So world is very broad. 5 forces model will give you second level answers, and with fitting it with local situations, your own preferences, you will be able to find that alternate business which a financial institution will be happy to approve and back up. And financial institution is the only one. Remember, I am mentioning a different style of business, starting a new business for which there are other sources of getting seed capital, early stage funding capital, stage B funding, and so on and so forth. I'm sure all of you are literate. If not, if you want detail, we can always have a relationship today built with KCCI. We can follow up with more details on any of the themes that I'm bracing before you. Then the two together, the BCG matrix and 5 forces model, have given you, the opportunity map which fits your condition, your situation, your preferences, your purpose of life, your dream, so to say. It is matched, you want to do it. Now, the next thing that is very critically important is this one. Let me mention a metaphor now. I'm not going to the jungle to pick the fruits. I'll stop short here that I'm telling that in management, we have a whole bunch of tools, very rich. From 40 years, I know that. It's not a scarcity of tools. It is just that some people don't know how to give it, like a doctor doesn't know which medicine should I give to this particular patient. No? But anyway, doctors are human beings. They will learn. We learn. And everybody will learn how to use the tools for a particular solution to be found. So the tools are there, and I will leave this with this idea that there is a concept called grand strategy. As the name says, This is one which is father of all strategies. And if it is father, then all the sons benefit from it. So no matter what business you are doing, how old is your business, who is your market, what is your product, these strategies serve you well. There are, I'm happy to tell you, today listed 15 grand strategies known to us. Be it a Facebook, be it a Google, be it an Apple, be it a dental practice in Hyderabad, the 15 strategies serve each of them equally effectively, equally profitably, equally well. And they serve so well because somebody had the wisdom to think business is not something which is like driving on a plain road. Business is in reality like driving some distance on a plain road, then the ghat section begins up, and then the ghat sections goes down. Before it ended, it again starts going up and it goes down, and this sequence is more natural. The flat portions are very few, but the up and down are many, many. Like once I drove to Mangalore in December last year, before the lockdown locked me here, and the end part of it was like that beautiful landscape. So business is exactly beautiful, a landscape, precisely because of those ups and downs. Only thing is, if you do not know the rules of driving, that the gear your car is going up is the gear in which you come down. If you are going up in second gear, and if you put fourth gear while coming down because less power is needed, you will be in a miserable situation. So the grand strategies are there for when your business is growing, when your business is stable, when your business is going down. In each of the time, they produce the best results for you. What could be a bigger satisfaction and confidence boosting measure than knowing this feature of the grand strategies? So even in our Corona times, there are a set of one which those of you who adopt become less affected adversely, and you get some benefits which others who don't do it will do. And remember, there is no absolute benefit in business. Hope you will agree with me. It is only relative. Remember, there was a big king, famous king called Akbar, and he had a companion called Birbal, and they used to have lots of stories. So one day Akbar took Birbal for a walk, and suddenly they met a dust road, and then Akbar thought of a prank. So he picked up a stick by the roadside and drew a line, and then throws the challenge before Birbal. Birbal, without touching this line, you have to make it a smaller. And you know the rest of the story, the brilliance of Birbal. Birbal picked up another a stick, and drew a larger line below it and says, Lord King, your line is now a smaller. So those of us who follow these fruits from the business are the ones who will become the more attractive one to the resource market. Remember, Adam Smith in 76 said, for having a rupee of profit, you need four things. You need land and building, you need plant and machinery, you need other capital, you need labor, and you need your own enterprise. So the moment you become using the grand strategies and other tools and techniques which I mentioned, like five forces model, you will become the larger line, attractive to attract the scarce resources. That is what the whole economic is. Even water or oxygen may be too much, but in the language of the economics, these are scarce. That is why we have the huge challenge and a discussion, what kind of environment are we leaving to our children? But that's a second subset. Okay. Then coming to the main thing, where does branding and digital technology come? This is the last point, which I'll mention with your permission. You see, the biggest satisfaction of doing business is I am making a product which the market wants. You understand this? I'm sure you do. The biggest challenge is the product I'm making is what the customers want. The moment you do this, then you have your business idea conceived. Now, all you have to do is one thing, and that is fit the two together. In our management language, we call it product market fit. A stronger the connectivity between the two, your competitors will feel helpless in taking away the profit which is duly yours. Funds which should come to you. Business is all about a strong product market fit, and today we have a lot of techniques which ensure this one. Most of these techniques are in digital economy area. Take the whole economy, divide it into two parts. One is the physical economy, the other is digital economy. So digital economy begins with lots of products which start from ensuring that you have a good product design with the least effort, which the customers want. Then you go to social media marketing. You advertise on the Facebook. The advertisement is delivered exactly to the people who are interested in it. It's not delivered to somebody who doesn't want to look at it. Okay? So this is the power of the digital economy. To make it very clear, suppose I give you a table in which I write an advertisement in a magazine, physical magazine, and an advertisement on Facebook. How much time the people spend? It is exactly the same, 1.5 seconds. It's not different because human beings are same. Whether you're showing a advertisement on Facebook or whether you are showing in a printed magazine, I want to see it for 1.5 minutes, and that is the end of it. So you get just as little as saying one. This is the duration for which the person is looking at it. That's 1.5 seconds. And how do you attract the attention, create interest, spark desire, and make the person to act to buy? All those four things have to be accomplished in a split of a second by both print advertisement and digital one. It just happens that the tools which I mentioned, the experiments which I mentioned in digital economy, it is possible today, and no wonder Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar company today. Google is a multi-billion-dollar company today. And there are hazard companies which are in social media marketing agency business as their second business or first business, who are achieving revenue when nobody is going out anywhere, and still their business is bringing cash, more cash, more cash every day. Now, the close is about brand. Brand is not like, the costliest watch that Omega, for example. Okay? It can be any watch which is the brand. The only requirement for a brand is, if I promise to KCCI today that if you give me 20 minutes, I'll talk about something useful for your members. Second time they give me a chance and I do not fulfill this promise, I have no chance of becoming a brand. I'll become brand only when just a moment. क्या हो गया गुड़ियांकु? Excuse me, it was my respected daughter. They are the queens of life. That's how life is. So the promise, if kept, every time you go to the customer, every time the customer buys the product, time and time again, is the only gold standard currency for a brand. So every time you buy something like a Coca-Cola, they know the art of it. It exactly makes you happy. And therefore, their claim that happiness is in the bottle is delivered. So that is about branding. Ladies and gentlemen, I began by telling Ratan Tata saying, I don't worry about making right decisions. I make a decision and then I do everything to make it right, is exactly what a brand is made of. We make a promise. We don't worry whether it is a big promise or large promise. Only thing is the promise is delivered every time. So this is what is there. The tough times are the times where more than money, trust is on line. Mistrust will be there. That is what is pushing all the hardships in the front. If I am convinced that I must be a brand, I must promise what I can deliver, nothing more, then the trust will be built and every other scarce resources will first come to me and definitely come to me. With this confidence, now I'll stop and welcome your questions. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I once again want to thank the President, Chairman, and all the distinguished office bearers from both the organizations, KCCI and Business Monk. I hope you found some kernels of value in our conversation. I welcome your questions now. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm obliged.